Testing 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. You hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Live from Stillwater from the Eddie Sutton Court. This is CSBA in prime time, and there's an issue. Jesus Christ. Long game, long team loaded. Did I really do that? I really did that. I really loaded that pit. Unbelievable. Timeout. Sorry. Figures. My bad. I can't believe I just did that. Live from Stillwater, take two. Tonight's CSBA featured matchup in prime time. Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming in to Stillwater, taking on the Oklahoma State Cowpokes. Joining me in the booth, Elon. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to Gallagher Arena. Welcome.
Absolutely pleased to be here.
Sorry for that technical difficulty. I'm wasn't expected to stream tonight, so here I am with you. Filling in for my boy Short Fame. Elon, coming in this game, I don't know if you had a chance to check out the stats as Rob Davis fires up a brick, 24-second violation to start us off. Coming into this game, what are you expecting out of these two teams tonight?
Well, first off, from Notre Dame, I expect them to shake off the rust. I mean, their first game against Gonzaga was kind of a crazy deal. Gonzaga just came into Notre Dame and shot the lights out of the building. So I'm expecting Notre Dame to just kind of shake off the rust there. Admittedly, I don't know a lot about the Cowboys, but a good start there for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I was going to say, one thing you got to look for, and he's actually in the starting lineup tonight. I know Coach B. Mills talked about Kareem Bigham's going to be going to the bench, but he actually is in the starting lineup tonight. So going against his word, putting him back in the starting lineup. He's going to be a guy you're going to want to watch. If you haven't seen highlight reels, this man puts on the show on the daily. Dudley inside of
Jeremiah Dudley.
Yeah, Dudley to Bigham's. Bigham's little fadeaway post-up move. That's good, and it's a 4-0 OK State lead start.
And right now, much like every other game, you're just seeing these teams kind of feeling each other out, figuring out who the guys to really watch out on the rest of the night are.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. There's some good matchups on this court. Lockhart is a guy that I'm expecting to see something from. Not Lockhart, excuse me, Johnson rather. Is a guy that I'm expecting to see something from Notre Dame. He was a little bit quiet in the last one, so see if he's able to have a good night. He is matched up, I believe, at the power forward spot as Rob Davis hits for three-pointer, and Notre Dame on the board.
Big shot there for Notre Dame, trying to get some things going. It was a 6-0 run for the Cowboys. Now they're already cut that in half. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Hey, Upton, strong move to the rack, not able to get it to go. Stover up with the rebound, and here come the Fighting Irish the other way. Stover inside to LeBlanc. LeBlanc fouled, counted, and won.
And a big chance here for Notre Dame, again, to kind of erase that opening deficit. LeBlanc will have to shoot this one straight through in order to give them a shot, but you know, with the way Notre Dame got beat against Gonzaga, it'd be really easy to give up that 6-0 run and kind of hang your head a little bit, but they're coming back and fighting.
And a chance here to tie up the score early on, only 2 minutes into this game. And that's why they call them the Fighting Irish, right? They're going to fight.
Well, the Cowboys aren't any pushovers either traditionally, so this will be a good one.
This Oklahoma State has been a solid team since day one of entering the CSBA. This past season, putting in a Screen Bingham's foul by Dylan LeBlanc. I was just about to say, Mojo Rising, Elon Olaf joining me in the booth, just so you know. Oklahoma State has been solid since they've been able to put together, since last season when it was the dynamic trio between Bingham's, 3 Chains, Xavier Reed III, and Trey Upton. Reed transferred out, so it's a little bit of a different look, a little bit more focus around Upton and Bingham's now that those guys are out. Now that 3 Chains has transferred out to Oregon State. And we have a problem. Unbelievable. Oh. Timeout. B-Mills, are you 100% sure about that? I'm going to look at it. Give me a second, because if that is the this never happens. So I want to make sure that this is correct. If that's the case, then we got to reload.
Cool that I hop in here real quick to say that.
What's that?
I was just hopping in here. I got Fort, Upton, Kelso, Bigham's.
All right, all right. So then it's possible. Bigham's is on the bench. B.
No, Bigham's is my 4.
So he's playing.
You can leave it. You can. I don't want to stop it.
No, I mean if the lineup is wrong, it needs to be fixed. All right, let me quit and make sure it's right. Sorry, everybody.
Dudley should have been on.
I'll get it.
right, welcome back to Stillwater. That was all a dream, said Biggie Smalls. We are back. Sorry about that, but one thing that I want to point out, and it's important, if we don't fix it, that means that not only are the rotations incorrect, but the strategies are wrong for both teams as well. So needed to be fixed regardless. It's in the benefit of both teams, not just one. So I just want everybody to understand that. But we are back here in Stillwater, resetting, and we're going to get going here. Dylan LeBlanc for 3, back rim, no good. Trey Upton the other way. Ball gets thrown out of bounds and swatted by Stover. Upton, who usually takes it a little harder to the rack there, Elon, gets swatted into the first row.
Yeah, absolutely. Stover does a good job catching up with him and contesting that shot. Yeah, he draws the foul, but no easy buckets against Notre Dame.
Quick in pass to Kareem Biggums, and Dylan LeBlanc blocked him. Great interior defense by Notre Dame. Notre Dame going to get possession here, so hard work underneath, Elon, benefits the Fighting Irish.
And for that, you got to keep an eye on Johnson and LeBlanc. They're the two big guys on this Notre Dame team, and I think they're going to have a lot to say about this game.
LeBlanc fadeaway jumper, no good. Foul up by Troy Johnson. Johnson gets his own rebound, puts it up off the glass, rebound, and Notre Dame out to a 2-0 lead. If you're just joining us, apologies on that restart. Lineups were wrong. We are corrected, and we are all good. As I mentioned before, it's the benefit of both teams, not just one, regardless of the lineup rotation being incorrect. So
Biggums did a good job penetrating the lane and getting that shot over Johnson to tie this game up.
So Ethan Martin, I don't know if you knew this coming into Elon, as LeBlanc gets stripped by Norm Fort. Ethan Martin used to be on this Oklahoma State team, so he's playing his former team here. He's got to have a little bit of the jitters in this one, I would think.
Yeah, and playing in a building that no doubt he has a lot of great memories in, now coming in on the other side of the court.
I'd be curious to see what kind of game he has, knowing those sweet spots and the comfortability within this gym. Three-pointer by Notre Dame, no good, rattles in and out. Kareem Biggums with the rebound. Biggums looking like Magic Johnson running the floor. Trey Upton in the corner, off the mark, no good. Troy Johnson up with the rebound.
That 3-ball by Notre Dame was Alan Kane. Keep an eye on him. He's definitely going to be a factor in this one.
Johnson now out to Stover. Stover over to Kane. Fighting Irish moving kind of slow in this offensive set. 7 on the shot clock. Long delay as Ethan Martin goes around the outside. Fires up a 3. Bang! Ethan Martin for 3. And it's a 5-2 Irish lead.
Welcome back to Stillwater. Ethan Martin and Notre Dame off to a fast start.
Upton going to get a screen. Now drives the lane. Fouled. Counted and 1 as Trey Upton gets fouled by Troy Johnson. You see the extension on his arms on that shot? Jeez.
Oh, my goodness. Just an absolute monster. His wingspan is massive. I mean, look at it's good. Just great offense to go under the arm of Johnson and just lay it in there.
And Johnson's got long arms.
Kind of reminds you of a high jumper trying to clear a bar.
Let's see what happens here if Upton ties it up. It does. So knotted up at 5:30 to go here, first quarter. Martin going to bring up the ball for the Irish. Looks like LeBlanc was going to sit up in the low post. Now they swing it the other way out to Kane. Dylan LeBlanc going to set a screen. No, ball given over to LeBlanc. Fadeaway jumper from the free throw line, and that's good. Dylan LeBlanc. Little suspect not trying to take it at Kareem Biggums inside, but I can't blame him with the fadeaway.
Absolutely, and what we're seeing, oh, what a steal by LeBlanc in the lane there.
Johnson kicks it over to Stover for 3. Bang! Stover for 3.
And Notre Dame is coming out of here after a loss to Gonzaga where Zags went into Notre Dame and just shot the lights out of the gym. They're trying to do the same thing here in Stillwater.
B. Mills is probably kicking himself in the pants right now for telling me the lineup was wrong. Notre Dame is on the reset here, has looked pretty good. Kareem Biggums with a little shake and bake move on the low post. Stover caught standing still. Biggums goes in for an easy 2.
He's going to be a problem. Notre Dame's going to have to really account for him, and it looks like we're going to get our first probably look at one of these two benches.
Timeout of the court, 10-7, Notre Dame lead. You're watching CSBA on Twitch TV. We're right back. Quickest timeout in the books. We are back here at Stillwater. I know sometimes it's kind of annoying, but pass inside Olaf. Hey, look at this, you. How could you be in 2 places? Wait, are you on the court with a microphone?
I am on the court with the microphone. This is getting really, really difficult. Kane, hit it. Yeah.
A bang 3-pointer. Come on, we gotta have a little fun in the booth. You cannot have a little fun.
Absolutely.
Behind the back pass to base. Rainbow 3, bang! Cuts the lead to 3.
You know, Notre Dame came out with the fast start, but this crowd and being in this building is going to keep the Cowboys right in it. Only a 3-point game, even though Notre Dame feels like they've got all the momentum right now.
Taylor getting the screen. Now gives it over to Miller, cross court over to Olaf. Good hands by Lamar Quick. Quick comes up with the steal. Going to go in for the reverse layup. And Pokes down by 1 now. Olaf bringing up the ball for the Irish. 17 on the shot clock. Irish go in motion. On Olaf taking it hard to the rack. Not able to get it to go. Good defense in the interior by Oklahoma State.
Since it's me, I can be critical. I don't like that play. He had a man open in the wing, and he just kind of took it himself.
I don't mind that, though. I don't mind that. I think I want my point guard driving to the lane as much as possible, so I don't necessarily have a problem with that. Unfortunately, just the interior at Oklahoma State too difficult.
Yeah.
Don't be so hard on yourself. I know you. I know you're just trying to keep it even keel. I know. I'm just playing with it. It's not easy to call your own games. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and I've done it in 2 sim leagues now, so it's kind of become a little bit of a forte of mine. Just patch on yourself and you're good. Don't give yourself too much credit.
Pokes now up by 1. Dudley reaching foul, so Notre Dame going to get it on the sideline and reset.
I get an Oscar for selling that, right? The way his hands just flew up, really making sure the ref saw that.
You doing a little flop action there?
Apparently, yeah.
Olaf now over to Taylor. Taylor drives, kick out. Miller from the corner, no good, too strong. So Michael up with the rebound. Quick's court pass. Lamar Quick for 3. Off the mark. Oklahoma State really up tempo here. Rob Davis in transition 3. Bang! Robert Davis.
Oh. And Davis started this game, and he's been effective for Notre Dame coming into here, and now they're up by 2. We'll see if Oklahoma State can continue their tempo.
He's one of my favorite pure shooters in the CSBA, bar none. Lamar Quick draws the contact and 1. As Taylor commits the foul, Quick gonna go to the line and shoot 1, try to complete the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. I will say, Elon, though, I do like the way Notre Dame has come out in this game. A lot more aggressive than what we've seen them in recent weeks.
Absolutely. I think Coach LeBlanc had a talk with those guys in the locker room. Also, probably Ethan Martin had something to say, saying, like, guys, this is my old building. Let's not get chased out of it.
Yeah, you have to be pumped coming to this game. I don't know if I'd be pumped or nervous. I mean, if it's me, I'd probably be nervous. But, hey, we got nothing to lose, right?
Absolutely.
Olaf, spin move, not able to get Taylor off on the pick and roll. Now Taylor going to set up in the low post, see if Olaf goes to him. Instead, Taylor comes up as Olaf does not go on the interior on the pick and roll. Now drives, switches hands. Shot no good. Lamar Quick in transition, pull-up jumper off the mark. Oklahoma State really not wasting much time getting off those shots.
It's really interesting to see the difference of offense. Notre Dame taking their time with their shots, but as you mentioned, Oklahoma State just running that up-tempo, and the benches may be the difference in this game.
And up Dudley getting up ahead of everybody. Great fire down the court for an easy 2. And if you're Notre Dame, you got to get back in transition. Can't leave Dudley open like that. Taylor to Olaf. This crowd coming alive with a defensive chant. 6 on the shot clock. Hands it over to Rob Davis. No hesitation. Firing up a 3. Not able to get it to go. Johnson a quick. On for 3. Bang. Wow. To Michael on.
It's completely shifted Oklahoma State. Now this crowd is starting to feel it. Notre Dame needs to hit a big shot just to kind of get themselves back on the momentum train. But right now, Oklahoma State is looking very good.
Olaf, I think, has gone cold here. He needs to start distributing it a little bit more. Leans in, though, gets the finger roll and the layup inside in the interior there, cutting the lead to 4.
Olaf finally makes something happen. We'll see if that's able to help him go off a little bit more. The Notre Dame bench does rely on him to kind of run that offense.
Quick firing up again, not able to hit it. The thing about Oklahoma State is they will get you with pure volume with the amount of shots that they take and how quickly they do. Chance here for Notre Dame to close out the quarter. Rob Davis not waiting for the time to go down to the waiting seconds, firing up and missing. Here come Oklahoma State, gives it over to quick to Base. Base fires it up, no good. And at the end of 1, pokes up by 4 over the Irish. You're watching CSBA on Twitch TV. Stick around. We're right back. All right, we're back here in Stillwater. If you're just joining us, 4-point advantage for the Cowpokes. Elon, what did you think of that first half? If you're Notre Dame, what do you got to do a little bit differently?
In that first quarter, you need to either take your time. You got to pick one or the other. It seems like right now Notre Dame is either going with a slightly quicker tempo or they're going slow, but they've got to pick one or the other because Oklahoma State is getting the defensive rebounds and turning them into points before you can even think about it, and we've already seen it here in the opening of the second.
Martin doesn't like the call. Ethan Martin doesn't like that call as the freight train just rolled right over him. Martin didn't even really touch him there. I can understand why I was a little upset with the call. I mean...
Yeah, no.
Upton basically just ran right over him like he wasn't standing there.
I didn't see, but if Martin gets into foul trouble, then that really is going to harm Notre Dame, and that puts more reliance on Elon Olaf to come off the bench. And honestly, he's been a little frozen. I don't know if the lights are kind of getting to him here in Stillwater or what, but they might rely on him if Ethan Martin gets into foul trouble.
Williams commits the foul. Troy Johnson going to go to the line and shoot 2. You just said something to me. Now I know I keep calling him Olaf. You just said Olaf, so now I know how to say his name the right way. If I didn't have you in the booth, I would not know that. So Johnson going to go to the line, shoot 2 here, try to get this down to a 5-point lead. I tell you, the one thing about Oklahoma State is they play so up-tempo, and they are so well-conditioned. If you're an opposing team coming to play against these guys, you better have your A game.
And the best way to beat a team like this is either, like I said, make the game slower, make it a low-scoring, dirty game, or just outrun them, beat them in a track meet. And right now, Notre Dame, I think they're trying to slow things down, but that only works if you're able to cash in on your shots. And we saw a lot of times, especially in the second part of that first quarter, the shot was just not falling for the Irish.
No, that's a great point. And with the way Oklahoma State moves the ball up the court so quickly, it's almost impossible to defend and get back in transition. So you're going to get easy buckets, or especially the way they're moving tonight. Williams commits his second. Notre Dame going to get the ball on the sidelines. I'd like to see them work back to Johnson or LeBlanc, either that or set Martin up for some threes because Martin has been quiet. Johnson from the elbow, too strong, no good. Norm Ford up with the rebound. Here comes Oklahoma State the other way. Quick outlet pass to Kareem Biggums. Biggums to Kelso. Alley-oop to Williams. Tic-tac-toe. Thank you very much.
That was pretty, and that's a prime example where, you know, Oklahoma's just moving so fast. Notre Dame is caught a little bit on their heels right now. They got to make some adjustments, and they're by no means are they out of this game. They're playing well enough to make it interesting, but if they're going to win this one, they got to make some adjustments on that D.
Strong drive by Ethan Martin. Bank is open. I mean, they're not shooting horrible. 42% is not horrible. No. But, you know, with the volume shooting that Oklahoma State is taking, a couple more shot attempts, that is the difference right now as they lead by 7. So time out of the court, CSBA on Twitch TV. Be right back. All right, welcome back to Stillwater. OKST State up by 7 right now. I think you mentioned it before. They got to kind of start grinding it out a little bit on the defensive end. If they're not going to stop them in transition, they got to stop plays like that. And
big block.
Big block is right. Dylan LeBlanc coming up with it. Troy Johnson wide open. Nobody giving it to him. Waited way too long to deliver the pass inside as Stover took all day. Three-pointer. Bang!
If you notice, there might be something that Notre Dame is trying here. John Stone faded back as soon as the shot was taken, so they had something back there to kind of cause some disruptions. It just so happened that they had an open 3 in the left corner, but that might be a way to go if you're Notre Dame moving forward, is get someone back as soon as the shot's taken, just in case they turn it back quickly.
That's a great point you make. They definitely need to have somebody back for in transition to vend. Stover coming up with a big bucket there and ending the Notre Dame drought, now only trail by 8. Upton step back, no. Good defense by Kane and Johnson to step out. Norm Fort, rainbow 3, bang! Norm Fort. He's got such a huge arc on that shot. It's so pretty when it goes down.
Why, there's now a double-digit lead for Oklahoma State. Notre Dame needs a big shot here.
They don't get it. Martin off a little too strong. Quick outlet pass. Biggums. Double team comes in the pink. The interior is Johnson and LeBlanc are really doing a nice job on the interior against Biggums. But I think when one of those guys gets drawn out from the interior, it's been a lot of backdoor plays leaving Notre Dame defense exposed. Martin drives, step back jumper, 3 men there, not able to get it to go. Ball tipped out of bounds. Oklahoma State going to get repossession. They're going to say it went out of LeBlanc last. Substitutions by both squads here. So, Eli, your first taste of getting to see what this Oklahoma State team is. What's your thoughts so far?
They remind me a lot of a team that I cover, or that the team I cover plays a lot. Just this up tempo. Their defense is good enough to get the turnover. They wait for the transition shot, and they just run it as fast as they can. And it catches a lot of teams off their heels, much like what we're seeing from Oklahoma State. And it's a very effective way to play the game. It's a more new style way to play the game, but it wins games.
Johnson not able to get that power move against Lamar. Quick kick out to the corner. Dudley for 3. Bang! Jeremiah Dudley. There's so many weapons on this Oklahoma State team. It's crazy.
And the 3 ball is falling.
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard me last night on the broadcast. Live by the 3, die by the 3. Oklahoma State is absolutely living right now.
Oh, boy.
Steal there. Kareem Biggums with the throwdown. Alon Olaf not going to... Alon Olaf. I got to say it right now. Not going to contest the shot by Biggums. Don't blame him either. Now into the low post. Johnson back out to Davis. Davis drives. Kicks it back out to Olaf.
I think Notre Dame needs to rely on that lane play like what we saw there. And you could tell Elin was trying to draw the foul, but No whistle coming.
Stover really helping out on the getting back on these plays. Olaf with the drive, that's good.
See if that can ignite something off. I mean, we're not even halfway through it. So Notre Dame, as I keep saying, not out of this yet, but Oklahoma State definitely is having pretty much everything they want.
And they haven't had too many not go their way. Greg Bingham's having a hard time on the interior. Usually he is dominant down low. Rob Davis pull up three in transition. No good. Whoa, the lights flickered here at OKST. I don't know if you saw that. It's like someone flipped a switch. That's crazy.
We didn't have a crazy halftime show, so I don't know what would have caused that, but
I don't know. Shot no good. Stover up with the rebound. 2 minutes left to go here, second quarter. 14-point lead. Stover almost gets the ball picked from him. Johnson's gonna set a screen. Olaf, shot no good. Toilet bowl rolls in and out. Here comes Oklahoma State in transition. This transition game is just insane right now.
And that is exactly what's kind of causing all the problems for Notre Dame. Is I feel like I sound like a broken record, and I apologize if I'm getting annoying, but the way that Oklahoma State is winning this game is they're just getting the transition, rushing it back, and getting these easy buckets.
Nah, they've been very impressive. This transition game has been absolutely crazy right now. Look at him bound pass to Davis, and they're shooting, and they're getting the shots to fall, which is even more impressive. Davis counted to one, no. James Bass with the foul, so Davis is going to go to the line and shoot two.
That's only the third team foul in Oklahoma State, and that also tells you another story is that Notre Dame needs to be a little bit more aggressive trying to get Oklahoma State to make those mistakes in the lane to give them a chance to get the easy buckets as well.
Shout out to Rob Davis checking in to watch himself shoot some free throws. Appreciate you guys. For those that don't know Rob is the creator of this mod. Without him, there would be no CSBA. So anytime we see Rob join us, a little shot to the gods. Appreciate you, Rob. OK State right now, Elon, is looking pretty good. I don't know what Notre Dame is going to be able to do here to try to get back in this one. Trailing by 14. Quick firing up. Good. I'd love to know what the shooting percentage is for OK State right now.
It's got to be off the marks. They're off the charts right now. Notre Dame need to slow it down. They need to really take their time with some of these. And that. Take your time, get into the lane, and make the mistake.
Yeah, you got to kind of grind it out. Maybe get the bigs in foul trouble. I'm a big proponent of drive to the lane and attack. Regardless of what you do at the free throw line, yes, obviously you want those shots to fall, but get the big men in trouble, attack the rim, slow the game down. You get all those long shots, they're going to get out in transition.
And I'm going to speak a little bit directly to my Notre Dame teammates. This is two sims in a row where we've seen opponents of Notre Dame just have the shooting night of their life. Notre Dame really is not playing that bad, but if you look at the percentage of the long shots that Oklahoma State is taking, they're just falling.
Yeah, they're getting good clean looks for the most part. A couple contested, but they're getting a lot of the clean looks there, and the high percentage shots are not going down for Notre Dame either. On kicks it over to Dudley. Dudley drives Olaf all over him. Dudley, I mean, even plays like that.
Wow.
There's no reason that should go in.
Exactly. It's one of those things where it's like they're playing the absolute best they can. It's just Lady Luck just does not seem to be on the Fighting Irish. There's no luck of the Irish right now.
No, absolutely. Maybe they'll find a lucky penny on their way to the locker room or something. Olaf gets a shot from three there, no good. Johnson up with a rebound, quick outlet pass on, half-court shot, good if it goes. It does not. And that is the way we are going to end the first half, 46-29. Cowboys looking really strong on this one. Stick around, CSBA, you're watching on Twitch TV. All right, if you're just joining us, Take a look at some of the first half highlights. It's been, which I would imagine most of these, Ilana, is probably going to be in the favor of Oklahoma State. Although right now they're showing a couple of Notre Dame ones. But if you're Notre Dame in this second half, what are you got to do to come back, maybe make this a little bit more respectable than what it is right now? Maybe even have a shot to somehow come back. I mean, obviously shooting 33% is not going to get the job done.
No, I think what you got to do is you've got to, like I said, you got to slow the game down. You got to take your time with your shots. You've got to really push that shot clock. And then you've got to get back quickly and match their transition offense with some quick transition defense. That is where Oklahoma State is winning this game, is their transition offense is just like lightning. They're just so quick. And I think Notre Dame has to adjust. They have to get back quick. They have to basically have two guys ready to go back just in case that shot's missed.
You know, the one thing I will say is when Oklahoma State shoots the lights out, there's no opportunity for Notre Dame to get any easy baskets. There's not even an opportunity. I mean, they can't even get out in transition. We saw this the way they started the first half with a little fadeaway jumper by Kareem Bigham's. So more of the state for Oklahoma State. But if you're Notre Dame, it's got to start on the defensive end, Lon.
And honestly, that's a perfect example. Dylan LeBlanc had his hand in his face, contested that shot, and it still went in. And yet Martin drives to the lane, gets a pretty good look at it right under the basket, and it just doesn't fall. It's coming down to just almost a luck thing for Notre Dame. They're just not able to get things going.
It's got to start on the defensive end. It's the only way they're gonna stop the pokes right now. Kane gonna fire up for three, line drive. That's good. Finally, that 34% certainly not gonna get it done. Look at the shot attempts, 40-32. That's 16 points in itself right there.
Absolutely, and leaving him open like that, he's gonna make that shot all day.
Norm Ford with the fadeaway three, so everything just going in the favor of Oklahoma State right now. This is crazy. Martin now going to get it over to Johnson. Johnson thought about a three. AK-47, no good. Bigham's out to Upton. Upton in transition, firing it up. Bang. They don't miss.
Again.
They don't miss. Never seen shooting like this. It's crazy.
And again, Johnstone is right in his face. He's contesting the shot. Notre Dame, that time, was where they needed to be defensively. It's just Oklahoma State has found a gear, and it's falling.
Ethan Martin not able to get that to go. Shot goes over the top rim. Surprised the refs didn't blow it. So finally Notre Dame gets a ball or bounce to go their way. LeBlanc, strong power move underneath.
There you go.
Finally.
And maybe that's what Notre Dame needs to do, is more of those power kind of authority type moves to kind of get that attitude, that swagger back, because right now Oklahoma State, everything they're putting up, it's almost automatic for them right now. Notre Dame's going to have to work a little bit harder, and as you keep saying, it's going to have to start at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy right now. Oklahoma State just getting everything to go their way, all the bounces, and then on top of the bounces, getting good shots, good clean shots. So between the open shots like that, although that one doesn't fall for Trey Upton, they've gotten those clean open looks. I think Notre Dame's got to tighten the screws on the defensive end a little bit.
Notre Dame's got to take their time and get their open look here.
Martin pick and roll, drives to the lane strong this time as Martin uses his body to shield off the defender. Gets that one in. Kelso now over to Williams. Backdoor alley-oop to Trey Upton. I saw that one coming before the rest of the Fighting Irish. Granted, I had a better look from up here in the broadcast booth, but can't let Upton. He's going to burn you every time he gets backdoor if you leave him like that.
Absolutely. And again, Oklahoma State just getting things to fall where they needed to, and oh wow, what a pass there.
Right now, the interesting thing right now is I think Notre Dame is settling for shots that are outside of their game plan right now. They're forcing shots because they're trailing by so much. Martin shot from the free throw lane. That's good. But trail by
2 in a row that Martin.
Yeah, again. No, go ahead.
Sorry, that was 2 in a row that Martin has hit. Maybe some momentum starting to build for him.
Wow, what a block from behind. 2 blocks in a row. Kane needed to go a little faster to the hole. He gave Bigums enough time to come back for the rejection. And then on the putback, Upton rejecting, I think it was Kane again. Or it was Johnson. Excuse me, it was Johnson.
And that's just the story of the night. Notre Dame is just, no matter what they try, they're just getting outmatched by the Cowboys.
Yeah. Time out of the court. You're watching CSBA on Twitch TV. We're back. Welcome back here to Stillwater. Right now, shellacking kind of happening here. I'm sorry that you have to sit here and watch your team like this, but the good thing about you get able to get to some, get a little bit of an opportunity to scout here and see what maybe you can help your coach tweak for next week. Right now, if you're the Irish, you just kind of want to chip away, maybe get this to a respectable number. Davis stripped. Pass inside. Johnson wide open. Notre Dame not getting back in again in transition. Can't have that.
This is a Notre Dame team that they're on this will be a third game they've lost in a row, but don't forget, they also did win their first game in Maui against a pretty legit team. So this team is going to win some games. It's just right now, I think a new crew, first year in the league, still trying to build that chemistry and figure each other out.
You make a great point, and it is a young team. And then you throw in the fact that the non-conference schedule for everybody in the CSBA this season it was deliberately made difficult for everybody as Taylor back to the basket, throws that off the rim and good. But yeah, no team is has an easy non-conference schedule. I'd be surprised if any teams come out of it undefeated.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, from what I've seen, the Oklahoma State might be one of those teams that is looking at a Final Four run.
Well, they've been a team that has been in the conversation every season since they've entered the league. Bad pass there by Aleph.
Bad boys. Backdoor
alley-oop to Johnson. Johnson throwing down in transition, and this game is getting ugly quick.
If you're Notre Dame right now, you do what you can with the rest of the third, and then you go out, and now the goal is, the game is the fourth quarter. Go and win the fourth quarter so you can come out with a little bit of momentum.
Dudley throwing that one down, and this is a bitter pill for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish right now to have to swallow. I can understand the frustrations. Wow, what a nice up and under move. Not able to get it to go though. Oklahoma State looking very impressive. We're gonna go inside a base. Base leans in, up, double pump, no good as it falls off the front rim. Miller up with a rebound. Those rare misses for Oklahoma State in this one. They were shooting 80%. I don't know if you saw that stat to start the second half. 8 of 10 to start. And right now, the other thing, too, is Taylor. You don't want Taylor to be the guy dribbling there. He's a back-to-the-basket guy. Why is he out on the exterior dribbling? Fires it up from the elbow. No good. Well, in that possession, I don't like Notre Dame. And again, Oklahoma State in transition. I think Notre Dame is just kind of running back right now with their heads down as they come down the court because Oklahoma State is making it look very easy.
It's going to be a night that, honestly, Notre Dame is going to – we're going to go to the locker room. We're going to talk about it. And we got short memories. We got to come back out and get ready for next week. You mentioned it. It's a long season, a long way to go before anything in the big picture is decided. So plenty of time for Notre Dame to turn the bus around. And this is a team that'll get theirs eventually.
Yeah, I'm not – listen, I mean, Robert Dave's going to fire up for three. No good. Miller with the rebound and putback. Nice. So finally an offensive rebound for Notre Dame, and Arian will take advantage. I was going to say Notre Dame, I think, just going to have to find a few tweaks. Certainly can get their game back to the level that they saw during the preseason. But the freight train that is Oklahoma State is not an easy team to play. There's a reason why last season is Dudley again. These guys are just shooting lights out. There's a reason why they were undefeated to a certain point in the season last year. So, whoa! And a full court shot goes in.
Oh,
somebody just asked for a Hail Mary. They got it. Somebody clip that. Timeout on the court. 71-44. End of 3. We'll be right back here on CSBA. All right, welcome back to Stillwater. We're going to take a look at State Farm assist of the game. I was going to say, what alley-oop are they going to show us? Because I feel like there's been so many in this game. Did that shot count, by the way? I don't know if it did. I wasn't sure.
I don't know. I didn't see the score.
Yeah, neither did I. I know they didn't check the replay to see if it counted, but I personally thought it got off before it counted. So they're saying in the stream it counted. So somebody clip that. Please post that in the streams. I mean, this is almost becoming comical at this point. The Notre Dame walk-ons are now in the game, trying to let some of these starters maybe rest up for the next one. I'm not sure. Davis for three, no good. This one has turned ugly. Turner over to on again for three, and again hits. Jeez Louise, these guys don't miss.
Well, now you got walk-ons taking on legit CSBA players.
Yeah.
And this could get a little bit ugly.
Taylor with the exclamation point offensive rebound. Where was that about 10 minutes ago? It's so weird when the walk-ons come on. I feel like the rest of the team elevates. I don't understand why. Quick, strong take to the rack. That's good. I mean, they're shooting 57%. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Davis for three. No good. You know, we talk about this a lot, and so do the other broadcasters, and I know it's frustrating right now for anybody that is on this Irish team. You've got a good team in Oklahoma State, okay? You've got a good team in Notre Dame. I'm not going to say Notre Dame is a bad team, because they're not. I've seen the ratings. I know where they are. There's also Sims where it just does not go your way, too. You got to remember that as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you're getting as Davis cans the three there. You're getting a little bit of both right now. You're getting a really talented Oklahoma State team and a bad sim as well, and it happens. It does happen, and I've seen it triple. I mean, Dylan LeBlanc just said in stream, he goes, but back-to-back sims. I'm like, yeah, it does happen. I've seen it happen. So
yeah, and it's much like basketball in real life. Sometimes the ball is finding the net for one team, and then sometimes there's a lid on the basket that just won't come off for the other one.
I mean, you've called games yourself. I'm sure you've seen stuff like this in real life. So.
Oh, absolutely. There was one game that I called 2 weeks ago where the team won 51-9. So it happens all the time.
And Coco made a really good statement in the stream chat just now. He says, Coach B. Mills knows what he's doing with the talent, and they're one of the few teams that run that small forward system. They're a very up-tempo, quick team. He has the right players, gets the right arcs. There's a reason why Oklahoma State has been good since he's taken over. And everything just going in. Jamaica on having a really, really good game against walk-ons right now.
Yeah. I'm double checking that score real quick. It was a blow that I reported. Can't remember if it was 61-9 off the top of my head, but it was a big blowout. But like you say, sometimes no matter what you do, if you're one team, it's gonna find the net, and sometimes if you're the other team, it's not gonna fall at all. And I think that's what we're seeing here tonight in Stillwater.
And if I'm not mistaken, Taylor is transferring out, right? Quickly, am I correct? You guys just signed a new center, so he should be in the lineup next week. I think it's Taylor that's going, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. You guys just signed somebody, didn't you?
I believe so. You'd have to talk with Coach LeBlanc about that. It was 51-9, not 61-9 to Lonnie. Anyways, but still, either way, it's just another real life example of sometimes it's going and sometimes it really doesn't.
I mean, they can't miss from three. This is insane.
No,
this is a 39-point lead right now, and I would like to see the. I mean, I know I don't want to see the post game stats, but I do because I'm really curious to see.
There you go.
I'm really curious to see what Oklahoma State, how many threes they shot, and what their percentage was.
I'm really kind of in awe of what I'm seeing in Oklahoma State. This team is. I'm seeing in the chat a lot of people are saying number one team in the league, and I'll buy it. I'll buy it from what I'm seeing.
I'm sure there's a few other teams that might want to argue that thought, and I know who they are. And I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to name them out right now. But there are other teams in this league besides Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, absolutely impressive game, no doubt about it. They've just been in fuego this entire game. I don't think Notre Dame had much of a chance once they built that lead after being about 16 apiece or roughly around that in the first quarter. But just looking at the way they've shot since.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, if you remember the first quarter, this was a pretty close game, and Notre Dame did a good job. They actually set the tempo, and then Oklahoma State. It was when their bench came in that gave them that spark, and they figured out, hey, we can out transition them and really rack up the points, and that's been the game plan for Oklahoma State ever since then.
Yeah, they've been lights out too, which doesn't help matters either. On top of it, AK-47 baseline jumper not able to get it to go. Tony is sandbagging right now. Oklahoma State greater than the field. You're such a sandbagger. Such a sandbagger. There's one of the teams I was talking about, by the way. Whitehead with the rebound, counting one, no. And of course, Grizz agrees with me too, by the way, Elon. He said that. He said, tell him.
Do that.
All right, in this point of the game, I got to have a little bit of fun. It's been rough. I know Notre Dame, everybody that's watching this game, I appreciate you guys all hanging out. I know there was a sub too. I think someone gave a sub there too, so I appreciate that for you guys. Appreciate you guys all sticking around. Now, listen, this is gonna be lopsided wins. We said that the minute we took off Ace out of the equation for all the coaches. Sometimes these things are learning processes. You can learn from your mistakes, and that's a real life piece of advice too.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, there were definitely mistakes made by Notre Dame, but I think you got to give it more to Oklahoma State just having the shooting night of their lives. Like, it was incredible tonight.
They haven't missed much. And the hard part for Notre Dame is they haven't been able to get out and transition to take advantage when they have missed, but they haven't missed enough to have that part of their game kind of clicking. Oklahoma State, and you can say this about them too, Elon, is that like when Notre Dame is missing, you see how quickly they were out in transition and getting those easy buckets. Yeah. I mean, how many easy buckets of these 94 points did they have? I mean, they've got to have at least 20, right? And minimally.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous how they were just able to kind of just out hustle Notre Dame. Nice shot there from Notre Dame.
By the way, I mean, I know this is late in the game, but what that play just signified is the type of play that Notre Dame needed to play early on. Drive and kick, set up AK-47. When they start focusing on the exterior, you bang it back inside to the interior. You got to work back and forth.
Yeah. And again, it's like I was saying earlier. They need to take their time. I think this team's strength lies in being patient and extending those games, not winning a track meet like what we've seen here from Oklahoma State.
Like I said, they have the horses. So if you're gonna get into this, you gotta pick your poison. It's either one or the other. You can't have both. And right now, the grinded out game has not seemed to have worked. I haven't seen Notre Dame attack the basket much in this game. There it is, drive and kick, bang. Yep. There you go. See, that's what I mean. Sometimes you can figure things out. Unfortunately, it happens when it's too late. But those are the kind of things that you gotta look for and hope that you can right the ship on to figure out what works best for your team.
Well, that's 6 points in a row that closed the game. That we saw Notre Dame do exactly that. Drive in, kick it out to Kane, and let him do his thing. Sometimes you have to take a look at your team, look at the matchups, and figure out what for that game is going to work best for you. Because I'll be honest with you, I've seen some coaches, and I'm not saying Mr. LeBlanc did this for sure. I don't know. I did not see his strategy for tonight. But sometimes you're going to want to look at different opportunities, different matchups, things that you can, what's the word that I'm looking for? Expose of the other team. I think that's the reason why I personally didn't think I was going to beat Syracuse the other night at all. I just tried some different things, the things that I thought were to our advantage, and played to our strengths. And that's what you need to do. So Notre Dame's going to bounce back from this. I'm not worried about them at all. No. There's enough talent on this team. 10 of 15 from three. It seemed like they shot a lot more than that from beyond the arc, but 67% is crazy. The bench completely dominated by 25 plus 25 for the OK bench, which is insane. It's like what I was saying. It was when we saw the Oklahoma State bench come in that end of the first quarter. That's when this game really became what it is.
No, you called that out on multiple points during the night, and then right into late in the fourth quarter, you said it again. That once that bench came in, it just turned the tide, especially late in the first or early in the second quarter, and then Oklahoma State never looked back. I mean, the other thing too is, and going back to a season ago, which you might not, I don't think you were here. Oklahoma State, the joke around the CSBA was there's one ball. There's not, with these big guys on the team, there's nobody that they're going to lose. They're not going to go all the way because there's one ball and three superstars. Well, guess what? Subtracted a superstar out of the equation with Xavier Reed III going to Oregon State, and now have a solid team that goes around with their two superstars. And if you look at the numbers here, 29 assists. They shared the ball. I mean, that's insane. 29 assists as a team. So, credit to Oklahoma State. They just did everything right in this one.
And if I could, there's one more stat that's really jumping out at me. If 32 fast break points for Oklahoma State. You take those 32 away, the final score is 65-63.
Yeah, I mean that's a functionality that's a functionality of shooting 38% from the field for Notre Dame. Yeah. I mean, look at that. 16 more made baskets by OK State. I mean, yes, I know Notre Dame shot a lot of threes late, and that 43% is a little bit deceiving because AK-47 I think hit like 3 down the stretch. So you're really 6 for 18. You're looking at 33%. So not horrible, but when the opposing team shoots 67% and 61% from the field in general, you're not going to win many basketball games. So that's something that they're going to need to work on. But credit to the Pokes in this one. Appreciate everybody sticking around. Any final words before we head off here?
No, just congratulations, Oklahoma State. Great game. The fans here in Stillwater are going home happy. Notre Dame they're going to keep their heads up. They're, like I said earlier, they're going to get there, so it's going to happen.
Credit to them. And Notre Dame, don't hang your heads. You got a lot of season left, and there's some things you can tweak, and you'll get where you need to go, so I wouldn't worry about it. For Elon, I am Scott Drake, a.k.a. Wired71. You're watching CSBA on Twitch. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Another great slate of games on the schedule. Real quickly, I'll just talk about them before I sign off, and then we will sign off for the night. And I believe there's some good ones on the slate as soon as my computer decides to act up as I'm trying to scroll through. There it is. Just looking at tomorrow night's games real quick. Let's just talk about that briefly. Kansas Gonzaga in the 7 o'clock game, which should be a phenomenal game. The defending national champions, back-to-back national champions, going to take on a very red-hot Gonzaga. USC taking on the new upstart Clemson Tigers. Tigers have been looking really good. Then 10 o'clock, Oregon State and UConn. That game should be a barn burner in itself, too. So 3 phenomenal games on the slate tomorrow you're going to want to tune in for. For Elon, again, I'm Scott Drake, a.k.a. Wired71. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night.